How to convert anything in 2026. And I'm talking about a business, a service, absolutely anything. This is gonna be step-by-step, every single thing you have to do and pay attention to actually convert and build revenue. Each of this process is actually gonna be numbered. I'm gonna keep this super simple as I go because I'm gonna talk 1,000,000 miles an hour. So we're gonna go through each step 1 through 11 and actually rotate into how you can convert and sell anything in 2026. This is an in-depth process, so we'll get really crazy here. So obviously step 1 is we need a strategy here. This is gonna be, what is this brand, product, service, the problems that we're gonna solve, list out every single one of that. And then step 2, it's like, what kind of formats can we actually build attention around it to show that this product or service actually does solve the said problem? Or does this service actually solve and come in and help, whether this is B2B or consumer, it doesn't matter. This is all the same process holistically. Now, micro nuances in between it, of course, like everything gets in depth and changes, but holistically, step by step, let's roll through it. So we have our problem list. We already know what we do and solve. We found some phenomenal formats that we can kind of build against and start to put on the platforms. Without any of that going in step 1, you're not going to connect the rest of this. Can we force the results with a big budget? Yes, but it's a headache. So let's do this right. Step 2, let's actually get in there. Let's get into the studio. Let's set something up somewhere. Or are we documenting the days that really just show, our process? Whether those are sales calls with like day-to-day interactions with customers. Typically on those interactions, you're already solving and putting out fires. So it's a simple format to really go. And then a key note on that is a lot of our high performers, and we have over 250 million organic views alone here in the last little bit. Most of those views come from those interactions where you're actually documenting those interactions like day to day, whether it's an event or just like Q&A or just in the office bullshitting with different people, because you're typically in an environment where you can actually bullshit openly and don't feel like I'm on camera. Shit. So get in the studio, start producing against some of these formats. And in this groove, like, you're gonna find winners, you're gonna find losers, you're gonna feel awkward during this process. But this is like the teeth of it all. Like, you got to get through that little period and bust through these mirrors to really dive in and build the attention and obviously the revenue that we want to get to. Now, the full produce here is post-production on top of it. This is where a lot of people miss. They do step 2, they go film, I check the boxes. Hey guys, I filmed all this content. Like, why is nothing happening? Well, it's like a lot of it had to do with, 1, you may have not packaged it well in person, but 2, it's like post-production is another version of packaging. This is where the secret weapon is for actually getting like high performing content and actually build proper production so you can get to the fun stuff later. Post-production is a missed moat, if you will, and most people really just hire Fiverr people or just local people, and they're just like, okay, well, I got a video editor, da-da-da-da-da. It's like it's a saturated market. They're everywhere. Everybody wants to be on YouTube, video edit it and help people out, and they don't want to go actually work and do like other types of work. So like, everybody says they're a video editor. So like, do some due diligence here. I dive into a lot of like a performance model, like treat everything like an NFL athlete, like in its draft day. So that's like testing them through different processes. And you can keep that simple from like, the pre-employment phase before you even talk to them. Like, test them there. But post-production is absolutely everything. You have to get someone in here that can tweak it to get to the 60-second formats for shorts and reels, 30-second formats for shorts and reels, then all the way up to 3 to 5 to 12 minutes, or even sometimes 30-minute long form. Like, it's a completely different ballgame. All of it is absolutely a necessity though. So you need to get some rock stars on this side of post-production. So don't play that side lightly, ever. It's heavy and absolutely a necessity. And then organic distribution. We need to be pumping these platforms on this content at a proper cadence. Minimum 2 posts a day, but I don't really think that cuts it anymore. But to get the ball rolling, 2 posts a day and just start cranking these platforms. And that's all the main platforms. I mean, that's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and even X. So like, really play on these platforms heavily and start doing some organic distribution combat in there. Playing in distribution of reels, stories, everything. Like, really start playing in that attention realm to get the data pools that you need to find, like, okay, these are winning formats, these are losing formats, because this is what gets you to the next part, which is paid. Now, a lot of people just jump straight to paid. Now, you can do that, especially if you have the budget to do so, but I don't like to see underperforming paid media. So even if I have the biggest budget on the planet, I want to performance track all of it. And where it starts is building in the organic side of this first. Because once you actually find the winners through this, and you'll find a bunch of losers and things that underperform, but once you actually find the winners in this, that makes your paid a hell of a lot easier because you already have winning consumer data feedback. So as you pump into the platforms for your call to action for people to actually get to where you need to go, that's where it gets crazy. And then obviously we want to roll into attribution. Let's show where every dollar that's being fed into the system, what it's spitting out, and exactly why. And then that's also fed into AI. And the good thing about AI is it's being underplayed too. It's like, yes, it can feed all that data, but at the same time, it can also do the initial touch points for a lot of your consumers in a very humanistic way if you get the right people doing it for you. We've even seen some companies that are doing some absolute magic on this realm of the initial AI touch point. This eliminates the initial sales process for a human contact. They pretty much do all the pre-booking bullshit of the follow-ups, everything in a very humanistic way. We've seen everything from, touch points through text, even like voice memos on there as well, and it's all like really good. Even if you get one reply answers back, we've seen just like took forever, but they're like, sure. And then the next response is, here's my date time available. Then it's human contact from that point, and they're closing deals and doing some things, and it's all tracked. So like that's the AI side of that. That kind of fully brings us to 1 through 7 over here. And then 8, this is when we're obviously now building our attention window. Rather, those are winners, losers. We're really starting to find really good data points and really good attention. And then as we're building attention and we have really good intent towards what we're doing, you start to do my favorite piece of this, which is build a community behind what you're doing. And I know a lot of people cheesily say that. And then what they're saying, there's like, I just want a bunch of followers, a bunch of this. It's like, most people are chasing vanity here. I'm talking about people that actually give a shit about the stories you're telling, the products you produce, services you have as well. And it's weird, like regardless of how close you are in the frame, a lot of people give a shit. So like you can build a phenomenal community just based off your storytelling and your intent behind this entire process. It gets really fun here. And that's when it's like crazy, like strategic partnerships. Obviously people are just fans of you. Like you'll find a lot of new avenues for you yourself and for your company in different areas, especially recruiting. Recruiting is crazy in this one. So like do this core process properly rather. So this is a fun area to start hitting on because crazy stuff starts happening. And then 10, obviously we want to make money from this. There's like so many steps. And I mean, there's pieces of revenue that's already dialing in here, obviously. But like where the revenue really starts to jump is when you completely package this entire 1 through 10 really together, because 11 is just simple of compound what's happened, repeat the process, and delete or rinse off like any bad systems, formats, anything. Because with a full package data play here, like this part becomes fun because I mean I'm data driven, so as soon as I see little nuances in consumer metrics, like we can delete formats, go heavier on some, introduce new to see what we can do to push up that needle even more. This part can be really fun. But 10, back to the revenue standpoint, obviously this is what we all care about. Like we can all talk about steps 1 through forever, but if it's not driving any money back and forth, then we don't care. If there's no conversion, we don't give a shit. And I completely agree with you. And that's why I'm preaching this model, because we've seen it generate millions of dollars. And like our average ROAS for the clients that we extend our personal services to do this for have an average 5 return on their ad spend. Like, and it's fast. Like within their first 2 weeks, we're tweaking creative and we're driving down their CAC to LTV ratio like crazy, just within these first little creative nuances that we're putting onto like the paid side of it. Because a lot of it, like I said, comes back to one big problem that I've been seeing with this red flag is post-production. Like a lot of these things are just not packaged. A lot of times people are doing the production part properly, but they're just getting somebody on post-production and not, the right person. So like, remember, as we're filling seats on this bus, like get people the hell out, get the right people in. So red flag continues to get attention because it puts holes in a lot of systems. Because I mean, even immediately, if you're running a bunch of paid and you're already doing production and you immediately start like, okay, I want to develop this system, but I just want to tighten up what I can do for my paid ads that I'm already running and my conversion system I'm already running, because I'm already producing a lot of content. And I guarantee it's always going to come back to number 3. Like, it is just tweaking and packaging what your already existing content is to like actually build performance out of it. Rather, that's actually in the organic performance, and what typically happens is immediate paid influence in your data. So like, you're typically already driving down your costs, like what your CPC, so your cost per click, like it'll immediately start driving down. Then obviously if your pages are already converting, well, we'll already find all those other little nuances as well, but immediately your front end of what you're running on your advertising, like your costs immediately go down like crazy. Then if you continue after that, like if that's the first thing you did there, then you start implementing the step 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, then you drive up this even like way more. So even if you're already generating revenue and you're only focused on, really 2, and none of these other things are performing, but you're running 5 here and you're running paid media, and you're getting some revenue, this compounds it like insane amounts. We've seen some really fun things run through this process. That's why I really got on here to show this to everybody. I get so stressed out when I see a lot of these, high performing companies, great services, and they're pumped about what they're doing and numbers wise. And that's great, but it's like you're underplaying what you're doing so much if you just would input the rest of these steps into your process. Don't only do 2, 3, and 5, and then a lot of times 3 is just half-assed and there's no proper data to show you performance. That's why when you go, build a strategy, produce, then you run your organic, find your winners, then you roll into paid, then you roll all that through proper attribution and let AI do its initial processes as well. Then you're compounding attention. Then you're also building community, recruiting funnels, strategic partnerships. Then your revenue is going up, but it's going up way more than what it was because you actually have an intent process behind the services and products that you sell for your organization. So like, this is when your revenue just turns up immediate, like it's insane. And then obviously compound, repeat, delete, and rinse, and then keep going. I can go on this all day, but there are high performing companies out there that think they're winning right now when they're underplaying it by only doing steps 2, 3, and 5, and they don't give a shit about the actual performance data behind it. Because on paper, it looks like they're winning, but you could be turning up the volume and performance in that company and organization like insane. So if you want to market and convert and build anything in 2026, build your strategy, start filming and producing, get proper post-production packaging going here, organic distribution on the main 6 platforms that we talked about, run your paid winners like crazy, and you can test your other paid in there too, but I promise you'll find that these ones will win. Build attribution within it, so it just shows every dollar right on one dashboard, where it's going, how much it made, and then have an AI touch point follow-up process. So they're setting appointments for your people, sales teams are getting on them there and plugging away. You're obviously compounding your attention at this point. Building community, like I said, I can keep hitting on this. Recruiting funnels, strategic partnerships, fans, PR heaven really starts here. And then your revenue it's not just one stream because you did 2 and 3. It's, oh shit, I've got this, and then here's a new one. I don't have another color in my hand, so we'll just get another red, and it's just going up because you have multiple streams at this point. So, and then what do? Compound, repeat, and delete and rinse. So this is exactly how you build absolutely anything in 2026.